All right. Well, everyone, welcome. This has been an adventure tonight. Um, for those of you that are attending, thanks for your patience with us. We are having our very first um, technology webinar. We think we're going to have a nice series coming up in the next few months. And Lynn, Lynn Ogg and Brian Counter are going to be leading our webinar. And we actually had a great pre-webinar meeting from my car on Highway 80 heading to Minnesota from Pennsylvania, and all the technology worked. And tonight it's not. So for those of you that were hoping to see Lynn and Brian, you're not missing anything because we only have audio tonight, but we are recording this. Um, so we're just grateful that you're here tonight. There was a group. I'm just gonna one more second. Yeah, quick question. There we go. Okay. Probably 2 or 3 months ago, there was a core group of board members and volunteers, as well as staff, that were talking about the merits of technology. And that's something that we typically always do at our conferences. We like to spend a lot of time promoting technology as it's a great asset to our members, to us. And it was discussed how we could talk about all the technology and the resources that are available to us. And as Eric Hartman, a dear friend, would say, it's kind of like herding cats. So what we decided to do is start off with Meta glasses because that is a very popular, it's a thing to use. I was just, as I said, in Minnesota, seeing my 82-year-old father, and he's using them. And he gave me a little tutorial. So what we're going to do for tonight is we're going to have Brian Counter from Illinois and Lynn Ogg from Texas. They have been users of the Meta glasses for quite some time. They're going to share their own information that we've talked about before, so we don't duplicate. And then we will be taking questions at least half of the time together tonight. We'll be taking your questions. So you can use the question and answer feature or the chat, and I'll monitor that, pose the questions to them, and any other thoughts that you might have specifically about Meta glasses. And then at the very end, we're going to talk a little bit more about what other technology this group would like to learn about. Okay. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to start. So I'm going to just turn off my camera. So you'll have a black screen, guys, but you'll see three names. Just listen. And again, I'll watch the questions. And Brian, do you want to get started?
Surely, but don't call me Shirley. All right. So I am modeling, even though you can't see me, I'm currently modeling the Meta Ray-Ban glasses. For those of you who may remember the movie Risky Business, it's the same model of sunglasses Tom Cruise is wearing near the end of the film when he says the classic line when he doesn't think he's going to get into Harvard, he whips off the glasses, shakes his head, and says, "Looks like the University of Illinois." So that's the glasses, what they look like if you're unfamiliar or those without vision left like myself. So when you purchase the Meta Ray-Ban glasses, the first step you're going to want to take is you're going to pair this up with a smart device. Uh, the most of us use iPhones, and so you're going to need to pair it up with the app. Download the app. I got a little visual assistance from my lovely wife Ruthie, but I know that a non-CHMer friend, Nancy, who was completely blind and had no assistance whatsoever, did the full bore of everything from start to finish without trouble. She's very adept at these things. Me, a little less so, so I asked Ruthie to help me. But it wasn't too bad. It took maybe about 20 minutes going through a whole bunch of stuff. But it sounds complicated, but it's not. And as far as getting into the app, they're going to ask you to sign up. If you have a Facebook account, you can just use your Facebook account to log in to your MetaView app. That's what it's called, MetaView. That's the app that goes and gets paired with the Meta Ray-Ban glasses. So let me give you a little bit of details. This is not going to be a working demo. Like I'm not going to let you hear what it says or anything like that. Bear with a little bit of detail though. Let me describe the glasses. They're standard glasses, sunglasses. You can get them with a prescription if you want. I don't. They will. I have the self-darkening ones. Those are a little bit more pricey, but or they can just be standard glasses. Now, picture them on your face. To turn on the actual Meta glasses, on the inside of the left stem, the power switch is there. It's a very small switch. You may have to use a fingernail. So sliding it forward will turn the actual glasses on. Sliding it back will turn them off. Just that simple. On the top of the upper right stem is the camera button. Okay, so you can push it once to take a picture. You can also push that button twice to start a video. And then you'll press a third time to stop the video. The max video that you can take is about 3 minutes. Okay, and then the other physical stipulations of the Ray-Bans on the right side, about 2 inches from the front, about 2 inches from the front of the glasses is a touchpad. And this is basically a bunch of things, but a volume control. You can slide it up, just like you slide, like a gesture on your iPhone, slide left, slide right. You can slide the volume up with this touchpad on the right side. You can slide it back to go down. All right. Also, you can play music with this thing if you have it hooked up to your iPhone. So, touching it once may pause a piece of music once it's playing. Touching it again will resumes. Touching it twice will take you to the next track. Tapping it 3 times will take it to the previous track. These are just small little things. But most importantly, keep in mind these are sunglasses, yes, but they have a camera on them. They have speakers on them. These are not bone conducting, so people can hear if you have them turned up really loud. Just keep that in mind. Camera is off to, I think, off left on the front of the glasses, or off right, I can't recall. And then to activate these things, you say the keywords are, "Hey Meta," and then ask a question, and you can get follow-ups as long as you want, but keep in mind the timeout hits pretty quick. So if you just keep asking questions, you can do that. To get it to describe what's in front of you, um, you say, let's start with saying, "Hey Meta, tell me or describe what this is, in front of me." Or like I can say, hold up a can of sparkling water and say, "Okay, what brand and flavor of sparkling water this is? Look and tell me." And it will do so uh, pretty accurately. You can also ask it to read instructions, tell you what color shirt is, what denomination money is, etc., etc. Not always accurate, mind you, as the AI is developing, but it's decent. One time I held up an air filter as a blind person home alone and asked what direction the airflow was, and it told me a certain way. I asked it again, and I put it in, and a month later, my wife said it was pointed the wrong way. So not 100% accurate. And then always have to keep in mind the way you ask a question as well. However, I will say it's a great practical tool for other things. You can also point at something that's in front of you, ask it to identify what you're pointing at. I found this useful for a board game geek like me. I held up a game and I said, "What board game am I pointing at?" First time it didn't work. Second time I rotated 180 degrees and it told me the name of the board game. All right. So the glasses in general are 32 megabytes. Can set glasses to auto import pics and videos to your app on your iPhone. Of course, your iPhone is limited by space and you may have to clean that every once in a while, but you can auto import those things. If you get an incoming call, you can double tap the touchpad to answer the call, tap it again so it won't hang up, and double tap again to hang up. Pretty convenient stuff. To text, you can use these glasses to just do a hands-free texting. You just say text and the name of who you want to text, and then ask what the message is. Then you confirm it and you send it. Pretty cool stuff. If your Bluetooth device is your iPhone, the glasses can act like headphones. That is, if you're playing music from Pandora or listening to a book from Barn Mobile, it'll play them through the glasses. And it's a really cool hands-free listening experience. The speakers are pretty good. Another thing, if you make a call on WhatsApp, if you and the other user are in a video call, you can, and they okay that, you can hit the button to let them see what you see in front of you. I did this with my daughter Megan across the pond in the Netherlands, and I stood in front of the mirror and I said, "Hey, how do I look like? Am I Brad Pitt or some monstrosity?" And it was kind of funny. Little other cool thing that you do. Um, you could use the Meta AI as that are part of the glasses in general with follow-up questions or asking the glasses to look at something and then asking them details about that object. There was a really cool demo. I won't go through all of the details. This guy held up a blanket with World War II memorabilia stitched across, and he said, what type of blanket is this? It answered, and then as a follow-up, he said, what division is this part of? Oh, that's the Army. Tell me about the subdivision, and it went through these details. It was an incredible demo. You can really get some details so that even if your first look and describe action is just to snap a picture and have the glasses see what it is, you can not actually need to use visual. You can just verbally say, okay, what's this and what's this and what's this, all related to your original question, but it'll just keep going until you're done. It's pretty cool stuff. All right. Something that is important, Meta has agreements with both Ira and Be My Eyes. Ira is AIRA and Be My Eyes. These are two services where sometimes volunteers will look at what you're seeing through your glasses and tell you what's in front of you. Other people use the iPhone just straight up using the camera lens in the iPhone to use this and have volunteers tell you what's in front of you. But again, you can use these glasses if you hook this up with those apps that they have agreements with and have volunteers see what you see, which is pretty cool. Now, the price. The price is relatively cheap compared with other specialist stuff like Envision glasses. I have nothing against those at all. Those are specially made for blind people. And here's the cool part about Meta. It's made for the general public with a starting price point at $299, and it's in the mainstream, which means it's going to get more attention long term than some of these other devices might, which I know I'm talking fast, but that was the point at which I was like, let me consider these. And I've had really good experience with this. Like I said I held up a can of liquid, say, hey, what it's LaCroix and it's lemon something, whatever flavor. The one weakness that this thing has, someone had asked a question beforehand. The one weakness of these glasses, it's not a dock reader. It really is not. I'll hold up gaming cards, playing board games and card games. It'll read short text or quick text, yes. If you hold up a full document at about 1 foot, that's about optimal length, it may summarize it with AI, but it will not, to the best of my knowledge, read you the full document. So that is a current weakness. That's not what the device was intended for, but since we had a question already, I wanted to answer that. And then lastly, for me, I want to go over the charging. It charges very quickly. So there's no power saving to the best of my knowledge. But if you take them off and put them back in the case to charge them, because you charge them in the glass case that they come in, USB cord plugs in, it'll charge in 15 minutes. It'll charge up a fair amount, not the full amount, but the battery life is about 4 hours, start to finish, if you're using it the whole time until it goes dead. You're going to take more power out of it if you're shooting videos the whole time. Like I said, a video is about 3 minutes in length total. So that's about a lot of details I just threw at you. I've had a great time with it. It's not always accurate, but it's really cool. And the follow-up questions you can ask reflecting the AI as part of this app are pretty darn cool and very helpful when people are out of the house, I'm alone, and I can ask questions and get around as a fully blind person. That's
Oh,
about it for me.
Ryan, let me just ask you a quick question. I
Yeah.
was again with my dad over the weekend, and he was demonstrating how he uses them. And if he's picking up, again, he's an older gentleman, but when he was picking up like a tube of toothpaste versus a tube of ointment, I mean,
Hmm.
that was great. And he took a snapshot and asked the question, Meta, what is this? But
Yes.
how does the video how is that helpful? Or what do you do with the video component?
You mean actually taking a video?
Yeah, or not how to do it, but if it's taking a video,
Hmm.
is it taking a video of you or is it taking a video of what you're looking at
What you're looking at. It's
and it
hands-free video shooting. So let's say you're on vacation. My wife and I are going to go see some sequoias in early June. So if I shoot a 3-minute video, it'll take some beautiful video and then I'll download it to say to my iPhone. And while I can't see, I could later find some app that tells me, gives an AI description of it and describes it for me, something like that. Or you can just,
Yeah, I took a video of a soccer game that my grandson was playing in, and of course I'm not looking at the right place, and my wife says, "No, over there," and all of a sudden my head jerks, and you see the, but yeah, it's just fun. That, in my opinion, the video is more kind of fun, and or if you're adventurous, getting to capture something cool going on, you know.
right. Or, you can capture when the Sasquatch comes into your backyard. That's fun too.
Hey guys, and let me just ask Lynn and Brian, we have about 5 questions. Do we want to add, and it might be more in tune of what Brian just spoke on. Should we ask these questions first and then go to Lynn, or do
No, no, I get to go. We had
okay.
an order of service here. I got to see. I want
Listen
I'll
to
my
to you,
pound of flesh.
I'll
I
to
want my
you, I'll
pound
to
of
you,
flesh.
Lynn.
listen to the wine.
uh,
Okay, you
I
go
will
ahead.
say from my experience with the glasses, I haven't done as much with the AI component. I tend to like Be My Eyes and the AI functionality there. I use my phone all the time with the Bluetooth, and I always constantly have my Bluetooth in my ear, and I'm doing stuff. If I'm walking down the hall at work, I've got my Bluetooth in my pocket, and so it's easy enough to get out and put on my ear and answer the phone. But if I get the glasses on, I just say, "Hey, Meta, answer the call." Or if I'm cutting up chicken meat, trying to make dinner, and I get a phone call, I can just say, "Hey, Meta, answer a call," and I don't have to touch a thing. That is the feature I like in the Bluetooth capabilities and the speaker. The sound is really pretty good. I listen to books all the time, and uh, it's very nice. It's hard for me to get used to stopping my book and not taking my Bluetooth off my ear. But that aspect of it has been really helpful for me, just to have my Bluetooth already on my head. The one caution I will give is they're not real durable. I had one less than 2 weeks, and I turned around in the church kitchen and hit them in the middle of a pole, and I hit them just right, I guess, and they did nothing but kind of squawk and chirp at me for a bit, and I took them in, and they said I was within my first 14 days, so they gave me another pair. And those didn't last much more than 6 weeks. The second time I lost them, I was moving a little too fast and hit a door jam and cracked them off my face, knocked them off my head. So I'm on my third pair, and they've lasted quite a while, but I will say they're not real durable. I got mine at Best Buy, and that 2-year service warranty thing that I bought has been well worth it. I actually got to buy another $70 service thing on my third pair of glasses. So for $70, I've got 2 more years of, if I break this one, I can get another pair. And for $70, I can get 2 more years. So I'm kind of leasing my glasses from Best Buy, I guess. But in any event, they're really nice to have. The AI stuff that's coming along is fabulous. The fact that they're partnered with Be My Eyes and IRA, it's a really cool product, and it's been it's nice to have.
One thing I did forget to say, Lynn, was if people are considering buying these, please do yourself a favor and go out to some visual store, either your optometrist or someplace like LensCrafters or something. Get fitted first, because I have a larger head, and so I needed the biggest model, the Wayfarer model. If you get them
Oh
too
yeah, I
small,
went.
they're gonna crack off your face and be uncomfortable. So get
I,
fitted first before you order them. Don't just order them online.
I went in and tried them on before I bought
Yeah.
them. That's a brick and mortar thing. Uh,
Yep.
Lynn, let me ask you a question. How did you get, it sounds like you are kind of more technologically savvy. Did you go to any like YouTube videos, or how did you start getting used to the glasses using all this technology? Or what would you guys
the
recommend for folks
I
who,
would say they're really relatively pretty easy to use. A lot of it, like I said, the main thing is, hey, Meta, and then sometimes you say things that it thinks activate the glasses. So it's just like almost like a Alexa or something like that. Sometimes it butts in because you say the key word, but it really was pretty easy. But then again, I adapt a lot of stuff through my computer and screen readers. So listen, it's very easy to do stuff with the glasses and take the pictures. I use voiceover, so when I went to the app on the phone, I'm able to download through the gallery, and now I can't see the pictures, but I can give to Laura and say, okay, now you can go through the pictures and throw away the ones that look like junk and pick out the ones that look cool.
Yeah, for me, I think there was someone I'm on a listserv that's not CHM, a bunch of blind folks, and they gave me a 2-hour video that this guy I described earlier was using. He went through every last detail, and I just took notes along the way. But if you can't get to that, it was a Dropbox account for somebody's Dropbox account. What I'll say is, if you're lost, YouTube is a good place to start. And if people want to contact me who know me, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions. And if you want to get in
Well,
touch with me, contact Corey, and I'll be
uh,
happy to email and talk to you, et cetera, et cetera. But YouTube's a good place to
and
start.
the app is really good when you download it, about walking you through things and how you
Hmm.
can explore different functionality. It's got
Right.
some really good self-help. It's very easy to pick up.
Yeah, I'd say the main active keyword again is, hey Meta, that's the active word, but you want to say look and tell me or look and describe. That's typically the way you're going to start an interaction with the AI and get help for finding stuff in front of you and around the house.
So Beth,
Does
you
Meta,
said you had some questions, or
yep, I sure do. Does Meta interfere with Alexa if you have an Alexa in your house or in the areas? Do the two get mixed up?
Not for me. And I
no?
have I
Mm-mm.
have an embarrassing amount of call it A-lady devices. I don't want to set the one next to me off, so I'm not going to repeat the name. But yeah, we've got a lot. There's no interference to the best of my knowledge. I've never experienced any.
I'm
Excellent.
not either.
Excellent. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we're going to start going through the questions. We have a person asking, do you have to take a picture or begin a video to ask questions about what is in front of you?
That's a great question and something I misunderstood a little bit at the beginning because I wound up taking a whole lot of pictures of my basement, not on purpose. So it's just the keyword is look and describe, or look and tell me. If you do that, by default, it should not take a picture. Now, saying that, I could have adjusted a setting in the app that I've forgotten about or Ruthie helped me with. You can automatically have it take pictures and store them on your phone, and that's something that I would say you don't want to do if you're primarily going to activate your glasses to do just the smart things and tell you about stuff in front of you, because you don't want pictures coming out the yin yang.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to actually physically take the picture. You say, "Hey,
Right.
Meta, look at this," and go out, and it'll go.
Yep.
You'll hear it snap the picture. You don't
Yeah,
have to
you'll
reach up and hit the button.
yes. You will hear the audio as if it snapped a picture, but it should not be going into your app's storage area on your phone.
Right, right. Yeah, I don't do that either.
Okay.
I'll download what I want.
I mean, you can if you wanted to with settings, but I would recommend not doing that when you're first learning.
I would agree.
Here's another question. Do you know what makes Meta AI better than, say, oh, I'm going to butcher this word, AGIGA? Sorry, AGIA AI. Is it AGIGA? That's coming in Echo Vision glasses. Okay, I'll
I
say
have no experience with the other one, and would love to hear what they do that's comparable and what they cost. If
I'm
somebody knows.
unfamiliar. I'm unfamiliar with this. I can't smartly answer that, but I'll just say that the Meta AI is developing as we speak. The more people give permission for Meta to use their pictures and videos and speech, the more it will develop. Now, whether you trust Meta or not, that's a whole different topic of conversation. But their AI, it's not like a chat GPT at all. It's a separate AI. All separate AIs have different rubrics, different coding, and they behave differently, even though if they're geared at the same thing. So I can't smartly answer that question because I frankly don't know.
okay, that's good. I mean, it'd be better if you did, but that's okay. Here's the next one. What are some of the typical failure cases you see? As in, what is the most common thing it cannot identify? And then,
Documents.
okay.
Like full page documents, as I spoke to before a little bit, it's just a very poor document reader. You want to use some other app for that, and they may develop this, but it's just not very good. It'll read short text and summarize it, not always accurately. That's its biggest
I've,
weakness as far as I'm concerned.
I've found it doesn't read gauges very well. I like I need to be able to read my temperature gauge on my grill or the pressure gauge on my pool pump to see. And the other day, my glasses told me the PSI on the pool was 40 pounds per square inch. I'm like, that's crazy. It's never that high. The thing would blow. And then Be My Eyes said it was 10. I was like, that's too low. So neither one of them got it right. But Be My Eyes tends to be able to read a gauge better and give me the temperature or the setting on the gauge better than the glasses. The glasses don't seem to do well at that for some reason.
It works. I would say it works reasonably well, but don't count on it for anything life-saving. Hint, hint. Like I said, like I mentioned, the air filter was pointed in the wrong direction. Part of it also is the way you ask the question has to be kind of succinct. You don't have to be an expert, but you're gonna have to experiment until you find out a way to answer the question, to ask the question to where it can understand you. And I'm not saying that you should feel all self-conscious or anything like that. Just you'll just have to experiment until you get it right. And even if you get it right, it's not always 100% accurate.
Does it take pictures and video of people and does it remember it? So if you have somebody come into the room, like you have multiple people in your family and you look and they don't identify themselves or you can't hear them, will it tell you who it is?
Oh, that I'll tell you what, that is a great question because we didn't mention, Lynn and I did not mention that. They are very particular since it's an Apple product and Apple is super high on its privacy. Plus, Meta doesn't want to do any of this. I looked at myself in the mirror and I actually said, is this more like, someone attractive or someone unattractive? I can't remember the names I used. I cannot do that. And so it will not identify people for the sake of privacy. So you can put people on in the film, but if you ask the AI questions about it, it will refuse to identify any people whatsoever. You can ask them what shirt they're wearing, but you can't identify the hair, skin tone, anything like that. It'll say no.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Here's another question. Also, this is the same question from Josh. Also, how has the audio been for you? No issues hearing anything?
Audio's been pretty good. It's like I said, it's a hands-free walking down up and down the hallway experience. If I want to listen to podcasts or anything from my iPhone that I can listen to, reading a book or whatever, the audio's pretty good. Now, keep in mind, it's not bone conducting, so the speakers are out there, people can hear you. So don't play it too loud. But the audio, I think, is pretty good. I mean, it's not like a Bose set of headphones that are $300, but it's pretty decent as far as I'm concerned.
It's, in my opinion, it's pretty good. I've accidentally started a video and it sounds like somebody is a foot and a half away from me, right in front of me, and it's just scary. The depth perception I got out of the noise, if that makes sense. But I thought it was. I've enjoyed it. I think they're great. The one thing I will say I don't like when you're on the phone, there's not a way to mute the glasses.
Right.
And that's a very important feature in the way I work my world. The mute button is very critical.
Explain that a little bit more. What do you mean?
When I have a Bluetooth, I got a mute button. And so when my grandson and daughter come home from school and he comes storming in and there's a bit of noise, I can mute my Bluetooth really easy and manage all that. I can be on a call and mute and talk to somebody else. Yeah, I want that for breakfast, whatever. But with the glasses on, you can't mute, and so you're a little more exposed, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that
you can't cover yourself, can't block it out. Whoa, I don't want them to hear this.
Right.
Okay, we have questions. I'm moving over to the Q&A feature. The telephone answering gesture worked well at the start, but doesn't work any longer. Bluetooth function remains perfect nonetheless. Any thoughts?
I haven't had any problem. If you say hey Meta and it does its little boing chime thing, you should be able to say answer call. I've never had it falter
Yeah,
or
I can't
reject
speak
call.
to that because I haven't had a call when I was wearing my glasses lately. I know at the beginning it did work. You could double tap the slide bar and it will answer the call. However, if that has started failing to work, because we know apps get updated and not everything is perfect on updates, right? Just try what Lynn just said. Just say, "Hey Meta, answer the call." Give that a try.
Yeah, I haven't done the double tap on the sidebar. In fact, I wish I could deactivate mine because I accidentally hit it all the time and start things or stop things or take control of a different device. I don't really use mine very effectively.
Does Meta interface with maps? Can it give you walking directions to a location?
Hmm.
I do not believe it is wired with GIS services as of yet. Apple's uh, very strong about privacy issues, and so I can't answer that. I don't think so right now, but perhaps in the near future we'll see what they allow through the app pass to get approved and used. But I am not aware of anything
Mm,
right now that will use GIS at the moment through the
I
glasses.
would
You
tend to
can use
rely.
your
I would. I would tend to rely on Siri and say, "Hey Siri, find or get directions to." Uh, in that way.
I agree. I think the glasses themselves are not prone to that, prone to good effects right now.
Do you want to speak ever so briefly about the Be My Eyes in terms of walking and getting, maybe this person is not aware of that.
Go ahead, Lynn.
I would just say be my eyes as far as walking, getting directions. I don't know that I would necessarily use a volunteer for that. I definitely wouldn't do it with the take a picture because it's just.
No.
I guess I
Yeah.
could to some extent, but I mean I use a cane. I wouldn't obviously rely on it. But yeah, the be my eyes is more of an immediate.
Right. I'll say this. I listened to a podcast called Double Tap, and one of the guys used the Be My Eyes volunteer, and it just had it going full bore. There's a little, latency issue because it's a Bluetooth device, maybe a little bit delay. And he lives in England. He's always having trouble with the trash cans and hitting them while he's walking his dog. So in short, he just kept asking the Be My Eye volunteer to tell him when a trash can was coming up, and she did help him and was very nice. But because of latency and delay, it's not something he's going to use a whole lot. So it's not for practical travel reasons at the moment, even though you can do it short term.
Yeah, I will say that the Google glasses a couple years ago, we had a guy come out to our conference and do a demo on the Google glasses, and you can pay for a service that has professionals that are trained to help from a mobility perspective. But that comes with I don't even know if Google still offers that service.
Yeah.
But that was a couple of years ago that was available. But it was, like I said, a paid service.
I think that feature is rolling out slowly, and nothing I would consider safe for true mobility outside of using your cane and being careful.
Here's another question. Does it interface with social media? Can it read posts to you or allow you to post photos you have taken with the phone to Facebook, Instagram, etc.?
Well, that's a little bit of a complicated question. Maybe Lynn will have a better answer, but to the best of my knowledge, it's really with the glasses, you can take a picture with the glasses and put them in and put that into your app. And then if you can extract from the app and throw that on Facebook, that's a few steps. So I suppose you could do that. I just haven't wanted to do that because it's a lot of steps. Any thoughts, Lynn?
Uh, well, I don't even have a Facebook, so I don't. do that. But I know there are several different apps that you can integrate with, and I think it's more around the music and that aspect of things. The WhatsApp, like you said.
Yeah,
So
and
there's
I've listened to. I'm
different
sorry.
options there that I would. There's different options there that I wouldn't have experimented with because I'm I don't know Facebook. That's my wife's job.
And she does it well. Does it interface with other apps? Could you use it to verbally call an Uber? These are great questions, guys.
That's a hard question, and I don't know.
I would use it to I would push the home button on my phone to activate my phone, and then through the glasses say, "Hey Siri," or I can't open Uber. You just have to open Uber and order it like you do. I haven't been able to integrate it like that.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure how much I don't think there's a direct link with the glasses, and I think just doing Uber the old-fashioned way with your phone is probably good. Maybe if you get stuck, you can say look and describe at the screen if
Yeah,
you're stuck. Like,
what it does for me is it gives my glasses give me the speakers, and so I don't have my Bluetooth in my ear and any of that stuff, so I can just use my phone and instead of having to get a Bluetooth out and my phone, I just get my phone out and then use my phone like I want. And the kind of cool thing is I always use my phone with the screen curtain on, so it looks like it's dark. So if people are around me, they don't know why I'm touching my phone or what I'm doing, but nobody has any idea unless I get the volume too loud. No, any idea that I'm messing with anything on my phone. So it's kind of, I feel sneaky that way. I don't know. Is that good to feel like I'm?
I think that's okay. Does it develop intelligence or can you teach it skills as you use it?
My experience with AI is as you ask it more questions and get more information and dig deeper. After a while, it can figure that out. And I go back to my temperature gauge thing. The first few times it described the gauge beautifully, but it didn't tell me what the needle was pointing to, and so I had to ask it every time. But about the fourth or fifth time, I started getting that tagged on to the end of the information I was getting initially. So I think AI in general is built to learn as it goes.
right.
Uh,
With repetition, it will help. As to how the rubric works and the coding works, I can't answer that, but what Lynn just said is true for me as well.
Hmm. Do the glasses create virtually what you can't see? I have limited tunnel vision.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
would say
I
no.
lost my focal vision, very ironically in 2020, and I have light vision, but yeah, it helps you view just about anything you want. You just have to know what questions to ask when you say look and describe or look and tell me. It's
And
pretty
sometimes
darn good.
it'll describe it uh, pretty good. A lot of detail that you wouldn't expect.
Right.
That's what,
It's just it takes privacy very seriously. Like for example, this is a personal thing. I got an autographed signature of John Belushi and a film crew button from the Blues Brothers film from a guy who worked on set who I used to babysit for. I put it up in a box and hung it up and I said, "Oh, what is this?" It said film crew from the Blues Brothers and I said, "Who's the signature?" I cannot tell you that. I was just like I just rolled my eyes because it's like, "Oh, that's violation of privacy." But it's you can do silly stuff like that too.
mhm. When my dad was, again, kind of showing me and bragging about his new fancy glasses, when he was looking at that tube of toothpaste, it had what color it was, it had exactly what it had, word for word, on it. Um, it
Oh,
was really quite something.
oh yeah, it's really good in the kitchen
No.
too. If you're or in the fridge, if you're like, what is this? And then you can, kind of rotate it around and ask for ingredients. Now, I did say it's not good at reading documents, but I'm talking about like a full document where you need all the
Yeah.
details. If you read food items or a can, it'll tell you all kinds of
Yeah,
stuff.
when I hear nutritional facts, I know to rotate the can about 180 degrees and do it again.
Can it help you navigate through a large or crowded open space to find the exit if you ask it to help you find a door or a way out of the room? Ooh, another good question.
That's a great question. I'd say that's iffy. I don't know what Lynn's experience
Yeah.
is, but that's iffy. And the guys I listen to podcasts from also iffy. Um, you can say how far away is the exit sign, and how far to the left is to the right. It'll tell you a general idea, but it also won't tell you if there's holes in the floor. So I would, you can get it for vague descriptions of how to get somewhere, but I would also maybe rely on helpful people to get you there.
Yeah, it doesn't tell you there's an atrium. Yeah, I'm going to grab a sighted person but exit the building quickly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's great, but it's not for full travel all the time.
No, I wouldn't. Yeah,
Uh-uh.
Can it perform live language Ooh, sorry, let me start again. Can it perform live language translation services through a language translator app?
not aware of that.
I'm also not aware of that, but here's the thing, if you've connected your glasses to your iPhone and your iPhone has that app, then having the glasses on, I mean, it's like basically it's just a bunch of it's almost like a Bluetooth earphones, but I'm not sure if having the glasses is going to add any to that service that you already have on your iPhone, if that makes sense.
We have somebody, John, I won't give a last name, who's giving us a little bit of insight. John says it's good audio until you are on a busy sidewalk.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah,
And,
I could see that.
and then he also says works fine with GPA apps, no problem. Maybe it's GPS. I bet maybe it's GPS apps.
Sure.
It's
Okay. I was unaware of that because I haven't tested it out much. So thank you.
Another question. And another comment. Thanks, John. Can download directly to Facebook and Instagram directly, as this was the original goal of the glasses for him, it sounds like.
Okay, he should be talking again, apparently. So yes, thank you, John.
Yeah,
John
I
will
did
be,
not I did not know that, but thank you, John.
I'm going to assume that's Mr. Trot. I don't know.
well, I'm not supposed to say last names, but I think your
You
guess would
didn't.
be
You didn't.
correct.
You didn't. You didn't.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go back to the chat. We have one, oops, we have one more. Oh, this is a good question. I was going to ask this when Lynn was talking about the pool. Are the glasses water resistant?
I'm going to guess no.
Probably not.
Mine have gotten rained on, but nothing serious.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
can't
My
speak
experience
with
is they're rather fragile. Is my experience.
okay.
well, you walk into doors at 18 miles an hour, Lynn.
You know what? There's not any, and I'm going to give folks just a few more minutes because we still have, I mean, everybody's pretty much stayed on the call the whole time. So if anybody has any more questions, feel free to pose them again. But I just would like to ask both of you, well, here comes one before I ask. John just meant that the glasses were made for influencers. To go hands-free.
hmm
Okay.
Oh, it's great it's great hands free for a lot of things, actually.
Yeah, yeah, it's fabulous.
So here's my last, maybe I have two questions well, I have one question for you gentlemen, and then I would like our audience to just give some thought, and please type in your responses, or email us at, you can email me or Kathy or Corey. We really want to know what other types of technology you would like to know about. You know, we've already had somebody suggest to us they would like future webinars focusing on um, tips and tricks for iPhones and Androids, somebody to talk about voiceover and other computer technology. But if there's things specifically that the people here today want to know more about, please, we certainly have a lot of people in our CRF family that use a lot of technology, and it's so cool to be able to just use our own knowledge. So type that up in the chat. That would be groovy. But then Lynn and Brian, how does this a game changer for both of you? What are the biggest attributes that you use the glasses for? What do you like it best?
I mean, for me, it's outstanding for just identifying stuff. Like I made this thing about the air filter going the wrong way, but that's its major error. I mean, most of the time, it's like when my wife goes to visit my daughter out in, across the pond, I had to call a friend and hold the iPhone up and say, "What is this?" Because I cooked something wrong, and I won't go into what it was. It was a fun with blindness moment. I had to throw some food out, so it helps with that. You know, you pick something off out of the fridge, or like you said, Beth, the toothpaste. Is this toothpaste or preparation H? You don't want to mix those up. So you know, it's very practical stuff like that. And so if and when my wife goes out of town, because we're empty nesters now, I am at more peace than I was already at peace, but I'm at more peace with, you know, finding stuff around the house. It's not going to help you not trip over something you dropped on the floor, but identifying foodstuffs, you know, trying to find this and that, you know, in front of you. It's very good at that, and I love it for that.
What about you, Lynn?
And mine's really more the hands-free aspect of the having the Bluetooth on your head already. You don't have to get it out of your pocket. You don't have a clip around your. I had to have a clip around my ear because I'll drop my Bluetooth if I don't have it. And so after a while, that gets, you know, a couple of hours of having that thing on your ear gets a little uncomfortable. The glasses are really comfortable, and they look cool. So I can use every bit of help I can get. So.
You can't get cooler glasses than Ray-Bans, right?
Oh, they look good.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to make sure I shared with the group too that Corey shared at staff meeting that Facebook has a user group called Blind Users of Meta Glasses.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, so if you are new to it or need help, I'm sure that would be a great resource. Again, Facebook's user group, Blind Users of Meta Glasses. And also, I believe it was Corey that said on YouTube, Carry On Vision, and it's Carrie with a Carrie on Vision. So Carry On Vision. And that could have been an Eric. So I apologize because both are on the call tonight if I got that wrong, guys. Let's just say Corey wanted to share. Everybody should bear in mind Meta glasses were not specifically designed for the blind. It's more of a happy accident that they can help us.
Right, but again,
Yeah.
the IRA and the Be My Eyes, uh, you know, the agreements is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm able to integrate to that. That's a lot of cool stuff going on. This technology is good.
My only hope is that they don't come up with a new version, you know, 6 months from now and the old one dies. That's my only hesitation, but so far so good.
Well, we have a couple thank yous for making this Zoom available. Very good information. Thank you for sharing your experiences. Gentlemen,
Good.
thank you.
I hope we hope you found it useful for sure, even though we may not have 100% of all the information that you wanted. You know, you can ask us questions and stuff, but I hope you found this useful.
You bet. Nobody has written in yet about what they want. So maybe we'll just have to come up with the next one. I think you guys you knocked it out of the park. This has been really great.
So, Beth, I'm curious, did I ever get on with video?
You did not, sir.
Okay. I'm on with my laptop, but I never could figure out how to.
Well, maybe it's something
Technology is great. It doesn't work.
and you both would look so cool in those bands. All right. Well, I think let me just make sure nobody has any more questions. Nope. All right. Well, folks, we're going to end it here. Really special thanks to Lynn and Brian. So grateful. Oop, here comes somebody. Something, I don't know, Corey, something with screen readers. Sorry, it didn't come out correctly.
Maybe they want to know about screen readers, a future tech talk.
Yeah, that was
I'm not
one
sure.
of the things that was kind of mentioned about
Oh, screen readers.
Computer.
That's for future. Sorry, I'm just
Yeah,
catching up.
there's, I mean, the
Yeah.
main two ones are JAWS and NVDA. I'm a user of the latter, so I
Yep.
could cover that, but yep, those are
I can
good, really
cover
good things.
Yeah.
Future session. I got it. Thank you. Okay. Well, thanks, guys. I really appreciate your time tonight. And everybody that joined us, we hope this helps. And we'll do another one in a couple weeks. We'll get it out there and let everybody know. And if anybody has questions again moving forward, please just go ahead and email the foundation, or you can, it's Beth Foss at curechm.org, and I'll make sure the guys get the questions. And we're just grateful for everybody. So have a great night, and we'll see you soon.
Yep, thanks everyone. Take care.
Good night, guys.